going on, guys? We're out here in Clark County again, just down the road from the last job we just left. Similar job. We are clearing out these trails. He already has a trail system established on this one little area here, but you can see he's got some pretty thick honeysuckle. Really, this part of the property is pretty mature. You can see this bad boy right here. You can't tell, but I mean, that thing's a good 18 inch diameter at the base. So we're gonna widen this trail. We're gonna start up there and make our way all the way through and clear out some of this stuff overhanging. Like I said, we're just gonna have to probably just take out all these bigger honeysuckle on the edge of the trails here, work our way down. And he wants to be able to, I mean, he can already get his side-by-side through here, but he wants to be able to get his tractor through here, because at the end of this trail here, he's got a food plot area cleared already, which we're gonna do a little bit more clearing on the food plot, just to extend it on both sides, make it a little bit bigger. But you can see what we're dealing with here, mainly honeysuckle. Got some privet in here as well, your multiflora rose, but this is definitely a dominated understory of honeysuckle. You can see the property line here marked in pink. So the goal is we're going to follow this property line, maybe leave about a 10-15 foot buffer, and punch a new trail starting right in here. So this is the food plot area here that he's got. You can see it's not getting a ton of sunlight. We're going to get some of these, we're going to extend the edges a little bit here for him, bring this out a little bit more, and get a little bit more sunlight in here. So it'll help this food plot out a lot. It's just getting shaded right now. There's certain little areas that I'm sure are growing well here in the sun, but this whole area in the middle and this side over here is probably going to struggle with the amount of sunlight getting in here. So I'm not going to walk through there. I probably can't even walk through certain areas. So we're just going to start right here on the new trail and punch it all the way down. We're putting in a total of, I think I measured it at like 1.2 miles. So we're putting in a pretty extensive trail system in here. And then the last phase of this job is we're actually putting a whole new, we're going to kind of see, once we open things up, see where the best place is to put this new food plot. I'm assuming it's probably going to be, there's a little bit of a higher ridge, thinking we're probably going to put it on top of that, but that'll be the last phase. We're going to clear out about an acre or so, give or take, for a new food plot area. And yeah, so we're also going to get all these stumps. You can see he's got a lot of stumps sticking up on this trail that he just chainsawed, so we're going to grind those down a little bit for him as well, extend this out, and we should be good to go. So yeah, let's get started. All right, guys, so I'm just taking a quick break here so you guys can kind of see what some of these invasive species can do. So this is, like I said before, primarily all honeysuckle. You got some grapevine. Grapevine is actually native, but it can just be a pain in the butt. But there's some Virginia creeper in here as well, multiflora rose, but primarily honeysuckle. You can see, man, some of this stuff is, I mean, minimum 14, 16 inches at the base. Some of them are probably like closer to 24, 25 inch, and they're all 20, 25 feet tall. It's just slow mulching, because you hit it at the base and it either just stays still because it's tied up on the crown, or it just falls on the cab and you got to back out. But I'm just getting this trail punched in, and then I'll come back through and kind of tidy up and get some of this bigger stuff and some of this stuff hanging over the edge. But yeah, it's just I mean, the landowner bought this 2 years ago for hunting, and he told me he wasn't even able to walk through more than half the property, and I get what he's talking about now, because it is a pretty much complete mid-story of honeysuckle, and then the understory is all younger honeysuckle, and it is thick. Yeah, so this is just a great example of what your woods can turn into if you leave this stuff unchecked. So there's all kind of different invasives. This just happens to be the main one in this part of the state. The bush honeysuckle is just it's bad out here. We're doing what we can to put a hurting on it, but it's some pretty intense stuff. This stupid horsefly, I swear. But anyway, we're gonna call it for the day. Got a lot done, and we're gonna come back and probably put in a 10-12 hour day to get it all finished up tomorrow. So see you guys then. trails, finished both food plots. I'm not going to walk this because it's a pretty long trail, so I'm just going to take you guys on a ride. The customer just walked the trails and looked at the food plots, and he's super excited. So yeah, that's going to be a wrap for this job, but let's go take a ride and you guys can kind of see what all has been done. So let's go. So this is kind of the first food plot here. This was already here, but we kind of doubled the size of this one here. And so I told him a lot of these trees that are elm and some cherry in here, if he's really going to want to grow some stuff, he's probably going to have to either ring these and treat them with some herbicide to get some sunlight down in here. Sorry, this window is dirty, but yeah, so this is just a little kill plot. That's what I call them. They're not too big, but definitely close to bedding. So I mean, it's a great place to set up a blind. He has a blind back in that left corner back there that he's going to get set up. But yeah, in order to really make this a good food plot, he's going to have to get some of those bigger trees out of there as far as ringing those. But he really doesn't have many trees on this property, so I understand it is a little hard to chop down some trees or kill some trees when you don't got much. But yeah, so that's the first food plot, and let's keep going. All right, guys, we are all done with this one. So you can see this trail goes all the way around, loops all the way around the backside of this food plot area here. So this is the main food plot. This is a little bit bigger, and it's about 4 times the size, and probably more than that even, of the littler one that we started out with back there. This one is pretty specifically designed, so we have the access trail right there that connects to that looping trail, goes up to the front of the property. There's also a small, I didn't scrub this one out real good because this is where he's going to access from over here. Man, this one was a doozy. Just a lot thicker, you know, than what we thought. Some of this stuff on the edge here is what I saw originally, kind of from the edges. So honeysuckle like this wasn't too bad when it's, you know, 3 inches or so, 4 inches. But you can just see just how thick everything is. I really wasn't able to walk into the heart of the property, or I would have been here for all day pretty much. But so deeper in the property, as you guys saw before, it was just really dense. They were full-on trees, you know, 18 to 24 inch diameter honeysuckle. Thankful this one is done. Oh man, goodness gracious. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you did, please subscribe and like. That definitely helps us out. If you guys have any questions or you guys want to see something specific, just throw it in the comments down below. We'll have some more forestry mulching coming up, but we do have a lot of wildlife oriented geared videos coming up as well. That's if you guys can't already tell, it's a pretty big part of my business. We do a lot of wildlife habitat restoration on hunting properties, pollinators, pretty much anything. So that's really our passion when it comes to just restoring native species and getting a lot of these invasives out, is just, you know, one part of our business. So look forward to those. Hope you guys enjoy those ones, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.